All right, Brandon, what have you been up to these days since we last saw you?
When was that?
I think the last thing you put up was one of your celebrity video messages. So probably 3 months ago, 4 months ago.
Well, fuck, a lot's happened, man. It's like really all about time management for these days. For me these days, I've scored a gig. I'm employed by a treatment center by the name of Banyan, Banyan. They're located in Pompano Beach, Florida, Chicago, and Boston. And essentially, what I do is I go around and I share my story. High schools, colleges, treatment centers, rallies, overdose addiction awareness presentations, and I guess you would call it like I'm a motivational speaker of sorts. And my job title is, I still don't even really know what it is. People ask me what my title is, and I say, in all honesty, is I can help whomever, whenever, wherever, in some way, shape, or form. Because the reality is like my name, you know, it's on a plateau where people actually listen to me, and the stories I tell aren't like hypotheses or theories. It's a tangible story because people can read about it in books, they can see it on social media, and they know that I've been like to the depths of hell, and now like I'm no longer there. And a lot of people suffer with addiction these days. So like, as where before people would like knock on doors to like talk to senators, congressmen, certain treatment centers, like the elite treatment centers, now, because like it's sadly to say, everyone gets a turn with this thing called addiction. Whether it's yourself, your mother, your brother, your husband, your wife, your son, your daughter, the stigma of being an addict or alcoholic is being lifted, because now I believe you see more success stories. But because of that, and the massive people that I can reach, doors are literally being opened for me. People want me to come talk to them. So I go around and I share my story, and God willing, I can plant the seed in that one person's head that was deemed unhelpable or unfixable, like I was for 20 years. So I travel all around the world pretty much, and I help people, man. And it's cool because like I now help people with the very same issue that was supposed to take my life from me. You know, so that's just like one of the things. And then I have my book deals, which is they're re-releasing my first book with a new cover, 2 bonus chapters, and a new ending. I have 2 more to follow, so it'll be a trilogy set. I was just in Chicago last week filming a pilot for A&E in a perfect world that will take the place of the TV show Intervention, which means they'll still have the show, but it won't be the typical like, okay, let's film an addict, alcoholic for a week, get hired, drink, film the family members, pre-intervention, intervention, treatment center. So I was kind of like going into the grips of what their deal is, doing like a hands-on intervention and trying to help somebody see that there can be a light at the end of the tunnel. And they use my name and who I am, you know, because a lot of these people, they wouldn't expect to see me come walking in while they're shooting up or drinking or whatever, along with these 2 other fellas by the name of Tim Ryan, who runs a non-for-profit organization in Chicago called A Man in Recovery. And that non-for-profit organization is, I have treatment centers like this one specifically in South Carolina. It's called the Owl's Nest. If you have no insurance, if you have no money, and you come to me and you want help, I can get you into this treatment center. It's a 4-month-long stay, a 12-step based treatment center. $1,400 will get you your first month in there. And then after the first month, you get a job and you start paying your own bills. So anybody that wants to donate money can donate money to this organization, which essentially will help save someone's life and buy their first month of treatment. So I work with him, and then I work with this other fella out of Boston named Matt Gannon, spoken poetry guy, really sharp individual, like myself, low, bottom of the bottom, dope fiend who's now got like 10, 11 years sober. He recently opened a treatment center in Chicago called Banyan, B-A-M-Y-N, and then Tim Ryan opened the one in Chicago called Banyan. You know, getting ready to buy a place in Fairmount area of Philadelphia. Me and 2 other dudes that I've been sober with since day one. Getting ready to get my license. It's funny, my friends are like, dude, you know, we were like ready to have the biggest party for you getting sober, but like we'll really have a party for you getting your license. Because the fact is, I'm a 36-year-old man who's never had a license a day in his life. I had a learner's that expired, never saw fit to get a real license. I bought cars, totaled as many as I bought, plus ones that I didn't buy, such as my girlfriends, ex-fiancés, plural, mothers. So in Maryland or Pennsylvania or anywhere in the world for that matter, if I get pulled over and they pull my name and it says I'm driving on a suspended license, which I've never even had a license. In Maryland, I can't even get a license. Pennsylvania, I'm now about to be able to get my license. I have, as soon as I finish off this third DUI driving on suspended license, I can get a license. First one in my life within the next 5 to 6 months. And the fact was I never wanted a license because owning a car to someone like me is like a serious responsibility, because I've ended up in a lot of bad situations, jail in particular. And I wake up and I bang on the cell door and I say, CO, what am I doing here? And they're like, you don't know what you're doing here? And I say, no, and they laugh at me and they say, you hit a minivan head on and killed a family of 4. I've literally dreamt that at nights, and I feel like it's happened to me in a past life, so I never wanted to touch a car or own one. But now, you know, with coming out with 16 months sober, I don't have those dreams anymore, because like I don't drink or drug, and I'm starting to get that self-confidence back. I actually stand for something today, and I feel like I can own a car, which is a really big accomplishment for me. You know, it's very menial to most, but to me it's like a really big accomplishment. So it's crazy, man. I have like a business card now. I'm like, what's my title? On the card, it's National Business Developer.
Yeah.
National Business Development.
Yeah, that's it.
Thing. Which I don't even know what that title means. But, let's see what we got here. Yeah, National Business Development. I travel around the world. I share my story. I have, like, 2 phones which constantly ring that are people that want help, and I have the ability to help them. You know, I'm in the process of getting this guy in Philadelphia into a treatment center in Florida. I'm waiting for this other guy to call me back in Texas that wants to go to a treatment center. Yeah, tonight I'm going to share at a meeting in South Philly. Yesterday I just spoke at Father Martin Ashley's treatment center in Maryland. So, like, I finally found my purpose. You know, like, I get higher off of going to speak to a group of people that are deemed unhelpable or unfixable than I ever did by shooting a bag of dope or drinking a glass of wine. You know, so it's kind of my deal at the moment.
And as long as Brandon's breathing, I'm there for him 100%.
You some up that we tried to hump his mom once. Yeah, you were on heroin and you tried